Hello, welcome to another English Sparkling with Tweedy. Did I get the channel name right there? English Sparkling with Tweedy, I think that's right. Something a bit unusual today. This is another one from that mixed case from Great Britannia. This is a red sparkling wine. It's something of an oddity, isn't it? It's definitely not something you'd find coming out of champagne, but to a certain extent, why not? Rosé is made by allowing a little bit of skin contact with the red grapes, the black grapes, the Pinot Noir and the Pinot Meunier, and all the Pinot Meunier. And if you just turn that up to 11, you will end up with a red sparkling wine. So it's everything else done the same way, but just in the early stages of vinification of the base wine, more skin contact with the Pinots. And it's from a producer called Ashling Park. I've seen a couple of English sparkling producers doing this. I recall Camel Valley also had a red sparkling. I have to admit, I've always looked on these with a little bit of, perhaps scepticism is an unfair word, apprehension, confusion, I don't know. It feels weird, doesn't it? The whole idea does feel a bit strange, I will admit. But I thought perhaps I should give this another go as a style. Could be doing something interesting, particularly the tasting notes drew me in a little bit. There was talk of cherries and stuff, and perhaps this exhibits more Pinot character in the way Pinot exhibits itself in a still red wine, as in Burgundy and Chums. It's even got a little ribbon on the front. It almost looks like one of those charity ribbons. Perhaps there's some, I don't know, perhaps there's some meaning of that, I'm not sure. Ooh. How stained the end of that lovely Diam cork is. Wow. Yeah, this is happening. It's a very difficult thing to get used to, isn't it? Sparkling red wine. It feels wrong. It feels wrong. Or perhaps let's look on this as a very deeply hued rosé. I won't feel quite so strange about it. I remember it's slightly reminded the colour. Do you remember there used to be a sparkling version of Ribena? I think that was probably a 1980s or 1990s thing. Anyway, I mean, if I put all my weird preconceptions aside, it actually is quite a handsome looking glass of wine in its own weird way. It's like a very pale Burgundy, but with bubbles. First nose pre-swirl. Actually does remind me of a sort of still red Pinot Noir sort of nose pre-swirl. It has that kind of berry skin sort of aroma to it. It's initially a little bit flat. I think I've got a tiny whiff of something like Struck Match there as well, which is something I'm not usually a fan of. Some sort of volatile sulfur compound. Hopefully that's not going to stick around. With a swirl. Not quite giving me the explosion of Pinot character I would have hoped for, fruit character. Still getting a fair bit of that Struck Match and something woody there. There might be a little bit of berry or possibly even cherry fruit hiding behind that, but that really isn't boding well at this point. Okay, perhaps I just need to give this a sip, and perhaps I'll get past the Struck Matches. Yeah, it's just a bit weird, isn't it? I don't think my palate quite knows how to process that. I suppose I'm getting slight sort of berry fruit notes there, slight hints of cherryade even. It has the sort of, again, reminds me of kind of soft drinks from the 1980s, fizzy drinks from the 1980s, 1990s, fizzy Ribena. Was that? Yeah, fizzy Ribena, fizzy cherryade, that sort of thing. Still a lot of that woody, Struck Matchy thing going on the nose. I'm not actually convinced that's right. There's far too much of that and not enough fruit on the nose right now. I wonder if this might actually have a mild fault, which is a particularly bad case, because I'm already out on a bit of a limb here. It's a very unusual style of sparkling wine, and I'm not really sure what to expect. So, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be that much. Struck match of wood and so little fruit on the nose. I mean, on the palate, nice fine bubbles, bit of acidity there. It's relatively dry. It's not a huge, not getting the sense of a huge amount of dosage there. Not a lot of sweetness in it. Nice and dry. But yeah, the finish is a bit on the short side. And where is the fruit? Of course, there is definitely a chance here that I'm so sort of far out of my comfort zone that I'm misinterpreting everything. But I think this is possibly a bit of a faulty bottle. I mean, it's drinkable, but it's just a bit flat, not as in lacking fizz. The fizz is definitely intact, but very little fruit presence there. What's left behind is okay. The acidity, the fizz, the mouthfeel. I don't even think I'm getting used to the look of it, but volatile sulfur compounds, one of the lesser known wine faults, I think. Yeah, I think we've got a bit of VSC, volatile sulfur compounds. Tiny bit of that struck match fine if it goes away, but it seems to be there instead of the fruit. Well, that's a shame. I'll try another glass in a minute, and if suddenly this springs to life and whatever weird fault blows off, being hopelessly optimistic there, I'll come back to you and let you know. But I think, alas, probably a faulty bottle, and this weird oddity will remain elusive. I should try another at some point, but interesting idea. And you know, these wine faults, as I always say, they can happen to anyone. So you know, let's not be too mean on to Ashling Park. But I don't think that's right. Anyway, cheers.